I am invisible. You think you know me, think you see me, but you don't. I am a thieving chameleon contradicting poverty with the appearance of privilege. You either see me as inconveniencing your journey or gentrifying your city. I would be sleeping on the tube or I'd be travelling on the tube. There used to be this poster and it said on it, this is Chloe to get a bed at night. She was called Chloe. To get a bed at night, she has to get herself hospitalised, sleep with someone, or sleep rough. It's something along those lines, and I found that poster again. And so I called that charity, who said to me, we only help, and they said to me, look, honestly, we only help maybe about 7 people to actually get housed. There's some information on our website, like, we can't help you, essentially. And on their website, there was no information apart from how I could help other people. It's the smaller charities that can't afford to advertise that usually are the ones that are going to help you, not the big ones that we hear about on the news and stuff. Like, and it's kind of a shocking thing to be in that situation and to be like, look, I have nowhere to sleep tonight, can you help me? And to be turned around by people that are literally there asking for your help on the tube. You see a representation of yourself and it's like, wow, I finally acknowledge the fact that I need help and like no one's going to help me. That makes you feel like you don't deserve the help. This is where I live now, this is my ends now. This feels like I don't really have anywhere else to call home. So I guess this is like my home. What makes a home is probably like somewhere that you can feel safe and that you know that no one's going to kick you out of it anytime soon. Although that's actually interesting because with gentrification and shit, you kind of feel like that is constantly happening all of the time. Some of the time I feel like I could just end up in the same situation that I used to be, but for the most part, I guess I feel safe and I have a roof over my head, so that's a big thing. Still kind of feel homeless most of the time. You feel homeless in your own fucking skin, so like, I feel like I always felt like that. It's more of a feeling. I guess when I came to Hackney, it was very much, you still saw the very much contrast between what is like really rich areas and like what is really poor areas, but a lot more rich and yuppie and hipster places have opened. I don't know. Poverty porn, isn't it, really? Like, people like it because you see poor people, but you want to dress like them, you want to be like them, you want to live in ends, you want to live that lifestyle, but you don't want to have to like actually live that lifestyle. You want to give the illusion that you're living that lifestyle. It's edgy. It's like a fashionable thing to not be like glamorous. You look right through me, my skin never quite fit the mold. I am an unwritten joke. I masqueraded through Dalston like a first-class hipster backpack with the lingering smell of shit, like a, oh, I've just come back from a festival and I'm like really cool kind of prick. I guess it's fashionable to look homeless at the moment. Homeless charities begging me for money in the street. They don't see there is no home inside this decaying body. Do not belong to any corner of this country. You think you know me, think you see me, but you don't. I've been here a year and a bit in this place. Yeah, before that I was in other hostels. The best thing about being here is because like where I was before, there was no opportunity to get housed. Here, even though it's long and it's a lot of having to deal with people, at least you know that, yeah, that there is an opportunity to actually be housed. So that's the like best thing. And the negatives would be, I guess you have to live with people, and sometimes you have to live with, like I've seen fights and stuff in here break out quite a lot. So that's quite annoying. And yeah, having to deal with other people, and usually people in here, it's like, because there is stuff down there, that usually means that people in here have had issues of some sort, whether that be because they've been in prison or because they've had a rough childhood. It's a bit of a catch-22 again, because you have to be fucked up enough to get in here, but not so fucked that you're going to fuck it up. I mean, I guess the main thing is to get out of here as much as possible. I guess it's keeping myself occupied with the work that I'm doing, which is not, it's a difficult one because it's not like I'm supposed to be working. So the whole poetry thing, it's like, you've got to do it because you want to do it. I would like to be able to be self-sustainable so that I can work properly and legally and have my own place and be able to like even do smaller job roles or like work experience roles in creative industries and like, hang on a sec, why are you doing this right now? But Hey. Yeah. Like 4 tips. Yeah. Just like, not rich, right? Okay, cool. 1 sec. That was just a polite interruption. See, this is the thing here. Like, she was like, "Oh, you're so quiet," but as soon as you have to be, because I can't. I'm such an isolated person, really. I'll give for these. What's also weird about here is they call us customers. So like, they'll be like, and then they'll be like, "Oh, you're coming back to the project or the unit," like it's like a prison, or like your home is a project, or like this is a business and where, like I've given you money to do this. It's not like that. This is like a place that needs to exist. So it's all a bit weird. I hate it, and I've learned about it before. It makes me feel like my life is a business. It shouldn't be a case of that you're better off on benefits. Like, it shouldn't be like that, and it shouldn't be a case of, cool, if you do one thing, your benefits are sanctioned forever. Try and get them back. You're not going to get them all back. You're going to spend a long time stressing your life out trying to get some sort of money for what? It just perpetuates the idea of the fact that you can't leave the benefit system, or you can't leave this place. There should be more housing, and there should be more support, and it is there. We just, like, there is, as I say, there's all these empty properties. You're basically kind of fucked, and you kind of have to follow the system, and you kind of have to go to the greenhouse and like watch them say how much you're a troubled child and how this is all your fault, and how the fact that you're in this situation, you must have done drugs, you must have done this, you must have done that, you must have done the other, and you're just like, I am so tired. Like you've been chasing, trying to get a roof from my head for so long, and you're telling me this, but you have to like just agree with them, because if you don't, they've got the power to just be like, do you know what, we're not going to help you. They just make you feel like you're small and that you're poor and that you can't leave that situation, pretty much. But yeah, having to rely on a system that doesn't seem to care, or doesn't care, you know, because the whole point is to care, makes me feel shit. And sometimes you just don't want to get out of bed because you're like, my whole life it's impossible to get out of this situation. Like, and especially when, you know, someone asks for your national insurance, or someone wants to pay you for something, and you kind of have to say no, or you kind of have to find a way around it, or do cash in hand, and like even the people in the office are telling you like you can't work, like you have to, you know, they shouldn't be saying that, but that's actually the reality of it. Is like, if you want to get out of this situation, you kind of have to fuck the system. You kind of have to use it to your advantage. You have to use that. So you kind of have to see it in a different way. You can kind of be like, you know what, I'm not going to let anyone tell me any different. Because, you know, as soon as people ask you, like, what's your side hustle or whatever, and you just want to be like, yeah, the benefit system, mate. Because, like, at the end of the day, like, I need that. You know, it's not a lot, but, like, that's how I live. If I don't have that, what am I going to live off? It's very, very difficult. It's really hard to do, but a lot of time you have to be like, you know what, some people would kill for this time. Some people are working out there. And instead of like becoming my environment, do something with it, make a change about it. And that's why I guess I do poetry and stuff, is to make a change. And sometimes it's hard to do and hard to voice when you feel voiceless, but I guess that's what keeps me going, I guess, is the fact that, you know, I want to make a change and be able to say something and not have a shit life. I wouldn't find the motivation to get up if I was just doing nothing. So yeah, I've just kind of tried to see this as just a base, and make this, have connections and have places to go and write, and have like things that I need in my space, and cleanse the space and do some crystal bullshit, even though I don't even know if that works, but do that anyway to try and make it feel like, cool, this is my face, it's my space, and yeah, even though it doesn't feel like it half the time, but.
You wanna see a dead body? Probably not. Real dark in the cemetery where the soul's like, oh my, what have I become, man, I'm so high. Quick killing my buzz, love drunk in a maze, like what have you...
I think creativity is important, and I think without creativity, what do we have? The whole thing behind creativity is some of the best stuff comes from pain, and without a creative outlet, to let go of all that horrible stuff that you've been through or felt, like, I think that's the most important thing of creativity and art as a healing tool.
You wouldn't understand where I've been, truthfully, and these dark thoughts never been new to me. Nobody loving me, everybody through with me.
I guess my poetry is kind of harsh, a lot of it, and I guess that's why, because I'm not here to be nice. Like, I don't want you to be comfortable in my company, because you definitely weren't comfortable in my company when I was sat on the street crying or having a breakdown in King's Cross or something like that, so why should you be comfortable in my company now? So people love me for the art that destroys me. You glamorize my pain, and I use it to make a difference.
Do you wanna see a dead body? Probably not young cows, nigga, fuck a rainbow. Nobody talking till I say so. I just might sell my soul if it's worth anything, but scared of they know. So I just smash it.
Nobody respects the strongest survivors society has to offer. And as I lay there in a sticky puddle of mine and her cum, I know this isn't where I belong, but there is nowhere else for me to belong, so I roll a zoo, I light it up and watch the sun rise over demolished council estates and pray to a God I don't frankly believe in for a safe place for me to exist. There has to be more for me in life than this, doesn't there? Doesn't there? But there doesn't, because drugs are the only home this country has ever given me to go back to. But I guess ignorance is bliss, isn't it?